Well, everybody, I think we should take another trip back in time here. Look at a couple old builds here. There's one of them sitting there on the turntable. And a magazine I want to show you when we're done. And we won't look at any now, but I got a bunch more old photographs. There's a couple from Greg Fury. Got a big stack of local ones from Deer Park and a couple stacks of just random pictures from other strips and other cars, and they're pretty cool photos. I haven't looked at all of them, but they're going to be cool. So we'll look at some of those in the next video. I want to show you the magazine here when we're done. But first up here, we have this here, 59, I believe. No, 58. 58 Buick Roadmaster. I'll show you here. That says Roadmaster 75. Now, I've heard of a Roadmaster, but I didn't know about the 75. But that is a cool looking car. Pretty neat old kit. And this one is tempting to fix up because you don't see that very often. That's just a cool car. I love the side trim on it, and this big old chrome thing there. It's got the skirts on it. It's got the spinner caps. I don't know if those are original or if those are custom in the kit. I don't know, but that's just a really neat car. Big old giant bumper they had back in the day. And it looks like we only got a fender skirt on one side, so we lost our fender skirt. And there was some chrome here, I'm sure, and that's gone. And that was probably just some of those glue-on louvers that were there. It looks, don't hit the camera, it looks to be brush painted again, like most of these old builds I have are. Pretty nice job though, but you can see a little white coming through. So I'm pretty sure it's a brush paint job. He did a nice job on the interior, two-toning it, red and white with the black for the carpet. No detailing on the dash or anything. And let's see, underneath, he painted the frame red. So get a little contrast going there. Just cool how these kids built these back in the day. There's a copyright by AMT, it says right there, which is kind of cool. Yeah, that's all. Some have writing on the bottom. This one don't. It's got a big old giant rear bumper with those just right fins. I mean, that's just a nice, sleek looking car. I really like this thing. But, you know me, I leave them alone, leave them as is. I don't want to ruin some kid's build that he thought was the greatest thing. So there's that one. Neat little kit. I got another one here. I'm pretty sure they're from the same builder when I bought the collection. It wasn't a very big collection, I don't think. Had them for, geez, probably, oh man, I don't know, 5-6 years or more. Back just after I quit working. But this one's pretty cool too. And this one, I can't remember what it is. It says so right there, but I can't read it. And the back's covered. I think it might say something. To say something right there? No, but it's got the spare tire back there, so I can't read it. And a Buick maybe, that front end, or a Pontiac. God, I just cannot. I cannot get my brain to stop having a brain fart on this one. I don't recognize the emblem on the hood, but a neat build. Yeah, he's got the louvers on here and the scallops. Make kind of a custom thing out of this. Got that neat little scoop. Got the spotlights, has them turned up so you can see where he's going, which is kind of an interesting look. Got the moon disc, scallops and flames, the side pipes and the fender skirts. It's got all the custom stuff on this. Flames on the trunk. And got the dual exhaust down there with the chrome tips. And this side here is about the same. And that's a neat body style too. And this thing here, I don't know if I said the year or not, but I think this is the 59. Yeah. Neat job on the interior. Two-tone with the blue and the red, which is nice. Didn't paint the steering wheel, painted the top of the dash. And we got the blue on the carpet and everything. Again, brush painted, got some little runs right there. And the hood. So he just, and the silver. Silver really went to crap on him for some reason. Looks like he had some stuff glued there. But neat kit. They're convertibles, both of these, which makes them really, really cool. If anybody out there, refresh my memory on what this is, because I cannot for definitely sure remember what it is. Take a look at the chassis here. Oh, nothing on this chassis. Just left it all white plastic. Got the tips there underneath. You can see them better with the side pipes. These are all no engines, no opening hood, screw bottom things. Neat old kits though. Again, there's the side of that. So yeah, it's a brush painted deal, but it's sure is a neat car. I really like this old stuff. That's a good one. That's a good one. Anyway, there's those two kits. That's what we got for kits this week. And then we're gonna do magazines here. I'm gonna set the camera up, but I'm gonna move it real quick here and show you. We're gonna finish up the series on these magazines here. We've done each one. There's only what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 8 of them all together. We're gonna go through the last one. Plus we're missing one. We're missing October '64. I gave that to a good friend of mine down in Oregon years and years ago, probably 30 years ago, 35 years ago. But this is what I have left, and they're pretty neat magazines. Have color in the middle of them. We've all seen it on these that I've done. So we're going to finish up here with the last one right here. And okay, so you all probably heard that. Had a little interruption there. So anyway, this is the last one we're going to do. So I'm going to set the camera up so a little higher so we can look at it together and see what kind of cool stuff is in it. So I will be right back. Okay, so here we go with this issue here. This is January 1965. This has been a great magazine. There's some cool stuff in this one. That's a nice build there, and that thing there is just crazy old. So anyway, let's take a look here, see what we got. There's some ads. There's my ultimate fantasy build or kit that I number 1 on my want list. I'll probably never get because it's too much money. 65 Barracuda, because I used to have one. My first real car that was mine. And so this is just kind of telling us what's in this issue. That's a neat ad there for some slot car stuff. I'm not too familiar with that. And let's see, and then we got the model marked. And then there's the man right there, Bud Anderson. But what's coming up? New stuff, slot car tires, I would assume. There's a Strombecker, we've all heard of them. Some accessory slot car stuff and some cars. And we've seen that ad before. That, then there's a going to be a car designer. There's a neat ad there for Johan. Man, I miss those guys. They had so many cool kits. There's a bunch right there. I wish some way they would come back. And there's a neat slot car track ready to install. Man, that's cool. That is really cool. Huge back then, like I've said a million times. There's some monogram slot car stuff, which is pretty cool. Might have seen that ad before. This is cool. Model car displays. Check that display out of a car show. It's got walls around it. And then inside of it, it's got little displays like at a little car show. Everything's all roped off. There's a little display for magazines. Yeah, Peterson Publications. There's a little display case they made, which is kind of cool. I'm going to have to try that sometime. With some models around it. There's a little turntable display there. There's a display with the real car. There's one on the curb, sitting on the street at the drag strip. And there's a drag strip made burn-off marks. There's a Surf Woody there. This is pretty cool. And let's see if there's any more here. Oh yeah, there's a nice little display on an Apple. I would assume that's the orange. Nice kits too, man. Those are cool. Very cool. And there's one. Real car with the picture from the Hot Rod magazine, it looks like. There's another one. I think that's the kit they built in one of our previous issues we looked at. There's the Moon Eyes. It's another cool kit that just came out that costs way too much money. Here's a Strombecker Lotus Ford. Giving some building tips and modifications you can do to it. Look at that old tube of glue there. Pretty cool. Kind of had to wait 5 hours for it to dry. Here's just some more in-depth build pictures of it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. They went in-depth on their how-to articles in this magazine. It's really, really cool. Good magazine. This thing here is pretty cool. They're taking that Willys and they're turning into that, which is really cool. Tells you how to do it there. Hacking it all up. Making the templates for the inside of it there. Pretty cool. And yeah, that's almost worth trying to do. Pretty cool. Here's the big 1/8 scale dragster. This is part 2. We've seen some in the other issue what they were doing, detailing the crap out of this thing. And I assume this is the finishing up of it. And lots of cool detail shots. I've never built a 1/8 scale. I don't even think I've even owned one before because they're too big. No room. I had some 1/16 scale, though, drag racing stuff from back in the day, the funny cars and stuff, but that was a long time ago. And here's professional modeling, setup and starting of the clay mold. Yeah, I don't know if any of us are into that, but this goes real in depth on how to do this. That's just crazy cool articles in this magazine. I don't understand, I said before, why it didn't last. One of my theories is it didn't have enough advertisement in it to have a decent income. But this is a pretty cool article here on making that thing. And here's cutting down tires. I would assume it's for slot cars. Get better traction and stuff. And it would make it look good on a static model, I guess. But that's interesting. A lot of slot car stuff I don't know about. Speaking of that, here's this. This is part 2 of this. They took the Jaguar and the Corvette and pieced them together and made that cool looking thing. And this is just part 2, more of what they did. And there's some templates and stuff for inner fenders, I guess, and stuff. But they just went crazy on the frame and suspension in this thing. Look at that. That looks so freaking cool. Yeah, check that out. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'm liking this thing, yeah. That is sweet, sweet build. This magazine really went in depth on their photos and how-tos and stuff. Another page of it. Yeah, they don't leave nothing out. And then they show it. Excellent chassis building there. And then the car sits right over it. Very cool. Here's a cool dragster here, a real car. And then I think if we flip the page, it tells you what to buy in kits and parts. And there's a nice shot of it there. to make it. And you just reference the numbers there, like in the other issues, to what part you need, and you can make a replica of that car. And this is what's cool, they have color in the center, which is nice. There's that big dragster. That thing there is really cool. That is just crazy cool. Yeah, look at the detail on that. Got the old motorcycle there too. Oh, that's just super nice. Excellent job for way back then. A lot of that ingenuity there, because there wasn't rust kits and stuff you could buy, I don't imagine. Here's Scratch Building, a 158. Alfa Romeo is part 3, so we've seen a lot on this. See how, yeah, just tons of technical how to do stuff in this. Very cool magazine. There you go, there it is. Very cool car. He's there with the hood on it, those wire wheels. Nice car, man. What a sweet build. Yeah, let's see here. Oh, this is cool. Model car styling. So I assume what we're doing here is we're taking the real car, making a model of it, I assume, which is pretty cool. Love those wheels. Very nice. Anyway, it tells you how to do the fender wells, and they're flaring them out a little bit here until they get the right shape of them. You go over here with the plastic up in there, get the right shape, and then you just kind of trim it down a little bit, and you got a nice slight little flare on the fender wells, and it looks really good. Nice. That's a nice build. And let's see here. Oh, here we got the Revell Cobra slot car again. Putting it together, souping it up, I would imagine, and making it look pretty real. Excellent article if you're into slot cars. I mean, look at this. Another whole page, 2 pages of it. Very in-depth how-tos. This is just a super cool magazine, man. Had these since that collection I bought way back in the early 80s. This is neat. The IAAM Concours d'Elegance. I don't know what it stands for. There we go. It's the International Association of Automotive Modelers. Very cool. So you get all kinds of stuff like that. Beautiful cars like that. And then you get your hot rods. You got your drag cars. You just got a huge variety of cars. And there's that thing that's all weathered and everything. And that's cool because that's Bob Paith. I remember I did a little feature on him in a car model magazine. The man from Revell. He worked for Revell for a while. Excellent builder. Here's some cool stuff here. That's pretty neat. That little pickup's cool. It's another Bob Paith model. I think we've seen that in one of the car modeler or model car magazine I went through. I did some how-to on that. I believe that's the same one. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. They're comparing that to a coin. I don't recognize that coin though. And there's a neat build there. And this is cool. They went to MPC. Look at those cars in the parking lot. Yeah, baby. Anyway, it kind of shows taking measurements off that. Right there. And they're drawing it up. Getting it to scale. Taking photos and measuring. I don't know what all is involved. It's a crazy process. And there they're getting ready to do it a little bit. You kind of read that if you want. And there's the mold injection place, whatever you call it. And there's a guy doing the plates, I guess, where you put the plastic in. And there it is, all ready to start shooting plastic in it, I would assume. I guess that's what those guys are doing. She's popping them out. And there, that goes with that build some kind of wacky group build that's going on now with goofy stuff. I think that would fit into that. That's kind of neat. And here's the tips that they have every issue. And we have the rub-on letters we've all done. Except now you can make your own decals if you have the stuff. And that's some cool stuff there. And doing stripes on a Cobra. Kind of gives you an idea how to do it and mask it off to get some cool looking stripes. And let's see here, what else we got? Another slot car set. I'd like to find that set somewhere. Look at those cars, man. That's got to be worth a couple bucks. Nice big figure 8. And we got just some more on the slot car track here, getting it together, and how the highlights of it, and the 2 really cool cars that come with it. And there's a couple guys testing it out. And here's a Johan Mercedes 500K. Man, I wish they were still around, or they could find a few of the old molds that didn't get destroyed. There's so many rumors about what happened to them. All I know is I miss them, and I wish they would come back. They have so many cool kits. And this is pretty much the end. We got the question and answer with the guy. But as you notice, there's not a whole lot of ads. There's a few here, and there's a few in the front, but not as much as some of the other model car magazines from back then. So I don't know, it just really sucks this magazine didn't hang out very long. It's got some pretty cool stuff in it. There's the cartoon thingies. There's another little ad there. But this is the last issue. So there's a Hot Rod yearbook. I don't have that one. There's some right there. More slot car advertisements and stuff. And some magazines. And there. And there was an ad in here somewhere for those are kind of cool. Those are really cool. Yeah. Go to the races. That's neat. I don't never remember seeing those. Anyway, there's a little advertisement in here for see if I can find it real quick. Oh, I've got a couple minutes here. Where did I see that? I thought I saw it. Anyway, it said coming next month. I don't know where that was. Anyway, there was no next month. They didn't make it to the next month, even though they said in here somewhere what was coming next month. So they just stopped. But there's a neat ad there for the old Aurora model motoring cars. Look at that little hot rod coupe there. I'd like to find a few more of those. Those are so cool. Anyway, so we're all done with those magazines. That little run they had there of 6-8 issues, whatever it was. So pretty neat magazine. Looked at some neat old builds from back in the day. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun looking at this old stuff. See what was around back then. Drool over it a little bit, but it's still fun. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Again, thank you subscribers very much for joining in and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. If you haven't and you're just looking through and found the video, please do. That way ring the little bell thingy. That way you'll know whenever I have a new video up, and we'll have some fun together. And check out everybody else's channels. Awesome stuff out there. Awesome stuff. Learn a lot. See a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, been long enough, so I'm out of here. Everybody take care. Have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you Friday. Model Cars and Coffee, if not sooner. Bye.